preferred side here is it looks like it will be OGT on that preferred side. Is we are underway in the Platinum Premade Championship. OGT going to look to get this opening time here. And again, Minnesota will be on the back foot to start having to break this hill. So OGT will hold the first few seconds here, and Minnesota just running right on in. It's going to be a few kills as Perk and Rare pick up kills. And yeah, just like that, I mean, Minnesota was happy to just run right in. They are getting the kills, but OGT will survive for the moment and try to collect more this time. But pretty fast start so far here, Dust.
Yeah, I mean, what's also interesting to note is if OGT chose this map, they didn't get the ability to choose sides, and yet they spawned on the preferred side anyway, which says Minnesota chose to spawn on the side they did. And that may not make sense, but the way they're playing, that certainly does make sense. I mean, OGT really hasn't been able to get a good hold here, and now the scrap time will go on the side of Minnesota. So Minnesota's going to be starting this with about a 20-point lead. So they spawned, they knew exactly what side they want to spawn on, and they executed on it very well. And not only did they execute on P1, but they were able to get some members over P2. Now OGT has taken that back over. You still have Minnesota getting a little bit mixy there, and seems to have the spawns in the back, but they're going to have to get an important batch of kills if they want to keep this P2 out of OGT's hands. Looks like they will be able to do that, but OGT is collapsing onto point as we speak. Minnesota players just trying to get there, but OGT members are getting the important kills. Look at that, it's pretty much all green in the kill feed, but despite that, it really hasn't translated on the scoreboard so far, but we're still in the very early moments of this map 1.
Looks like OGT also obviously aware of that P3 that is coming up here. Only a few seconds left on this P2, and they will have spawns for that, so they will look to continue to get time on that P3 as the rotation coming in. It's going to be player 1 trying to get through there. Zenny does take him down. That was Colby. But OGT is set up here, and Zenny 10 and 6 right now, going around with that submachine gun, trying to find. I think he might have seen that player Rare over there. He's going to get taken down, but Rare trying to flip these spawns. The big gunfight coming in with Rare is going to get some shots off. The help does come in for the moment, but right now OGT holding the time, but just like that, Minnesota does get the spawn, so good job out of Rare. OGT, though, still controlling the hill as they are winning all the gunfights right now, and just like that, Minnesota spawns out. So kind of a crazy P3 so far, but OGT, excuse me, doing a good job of holding the time.
Yeah, the reason OGT chose this map may be becoming a little bit more clear by the minute, as OGT now has a lead and they will give up this P3 scrap time, and Minnesota will take a slight lead, but OGT is all over this P4 hardpoint, and they're just going to have to keep Minnesota off as they all just kind of funnel through this train area. So, I mean, OGT just has to look forward, and they might have these kills. Corners in the back now trying to get any, but he's going to be flanked from that outer train side by Perk and by some of the Minnesota Floppr players. So, just like that, at the snap of a finger, P4 is done and dusted in the hands of Minnesota. I say done and dusted. That's not true. There's still 45 seconds left, but certainly the way it looked for OGT, it looked like they got Thanos snapped off it and not really able to make a good footing here, since OGT I think is spawning in that back warehouse area. So this might be a problem. Actually, not at all. Colby will get that kill onto Zenny, and now OGT just has to kind of attack from the front here. And it looks like Minnesota is just going to be able to ride out this P4 time. But P5 is on the horizon, and Minnesota is pushing OGT back considerably well. But those long shots will come through this mid-statue area, and Minnesota not able to get around P4. Oh guys, Texas is the closest to that P5 hardpoint about to pop, but Minnesota is spawning oh so close to the P5 hardpoint, and I imagine this is going to be a very mixy point.
Good job on Minnesota, by the way. I mean, they turned this game around as they got a lot of that P4 time and did not get OGT much to work with, as the gunfight's still coming in, and I'm seeing a lot of that purple-blue color in that feed there, as Rare continuing to fry. 15 and 7, looking for more hits. He's going to find Snoop on the cross and does get him. He's going to be on a 3 spree here, looking for more and does get it. So Rare continuing to pop off, and this is going to allow Minnesota to continue to hold on to this time. Now Perk trying to get the kill. Mamba will come in for the trade, and Snoop does get the kill on the player on point. So Maybe a little bit of scrap time here going to OGT, but right now it's kind of been all Minnesota as they look to get onto this P1 hill as the rotational gunfight's coming in. Watch out for player number 3. That's Rare again on the flank. Does get the kill as well. And Rare should, I thought, maybe secure those spawns. It looks like players, OGT is still going to spawn back there on that P3 side. As the contest continuing to come in here. Minnesota currently on the time. OGT spawning to that closer side still though, but right now Minnesota in control, and they've looked pretty good so far.
It looked really, really well so far. OGT sitting at 69 points, nice. Now make it 70. Minnesota is actually just keep contesting this P1 hardpoint. They don't even want OGT to get any time here, even though Minnesota already has a really decent lead here. Minnesota is just doing, again, holding this point from the traditionally non-preferred side. Minnesota is doing a great job here. And look at that, number 3 in Rare already over at that P2 area trying to put in work. Unfortunately for them, Zenny will take control of the P2 hard point, but Minnesota is right on his tail. The number 4 in Perk will get that kill. Old Guys Texas now flooding through the front, trying to get any kills on Minnesota, but it is purple in the kill feed, and Minnesota has gone from a very solid P1 to a very solid P2 suddenly. OGT is just kind of running in, trying to get a kill, any kill, but may not entirely be working out for them right now, as Minnesota just has each other's backs. They have their trades and they know where their teammates are. Whenever there's a crack in the armor, Minnesota is there to repair that crack in record time. OGT now spawning on that P3 side, but I mean, the fact that they may even consider 25 seconds left in the hard point scrap time is saying a lot about how dominant Minnesota has been on this P2.
And also, they have 2 players on a 5+ spree, so Perk will go down. It is Colby still trying to get those streaks, and OGT does have control right now of that P3, and boy, do they need a full 60 here, or close to it, as Minnesota passing that double century mark, and not looking good so far for OGT, but again, on this time right now, let's see if they can secure it, as again, it's going to be the flank here out of Minnesota. They're going to come right through the window. Snoop does get a kill on Perk, as the kill is going back and forth. I'm not sure, I think Colby secured the glide bomb. We'll have to check that in a second, but that can come in huge for this P4 hill. But just like that as well, Minnesota just jumping right on in, so they're just breaking really with ease right now. It's going to be Rare on the point. 25 and 14, getting another spin around kill there as well. Now Colby looking for the cleanup, but is taken down by corners. OGT trying to fight for the rest of this 20 seconds, but right now Minnesota is holding on to it for dear life. As again, 15 seconds left, we're still fighting for this hill. It just shows how important the scrap time is. But again, Minnesota is at a huge lead right now, as they have kind of just run away with this one. And they're going to look to close it out on this P4, which they have player number 2, Mamba, in the back, just trying to wait for his teammates to move up. But he should have the spawns once everybody goes down. Rare with the kill there on corners. As, again, just sitting back there waiting for his opportunity. There it is. 5 bomb does come in. Now Mamba in the back of the map looking for the kills. Gets a little bit of assistance there. But now possibly the clearance for Minnesota. OGT is still on the time as we speak, though. Trades continuing to come in as back and forth right now, just trying to vie for positioning. But that's a couple down on the feed for both teams as we take a break. As, again, Minnesota still has a chance to close it out here on this P4.
Minnesota has done something special here against a roster as tight as Old Guys Texas, as talented as Old Guys Texas, to make the scoreline look like this. I mean, we keep talking about the slaying power. Look at the KDs of Minnesota. Certainly, they have taken it to heart, and they have taken this personally. OGT will cross the 100-point threshold, but there is a lot of work to do on that side of the aisle, and quite frankly, that timer is kind of ticking down quite fastly for what you might expect on Berlin. Minnesota is just surrounding this P4 point. Finally, we'll get some feet onto it. OGT in the back. They primed to make a push here and maybe delay Minnesota's dominance on this hard point, but it looks pretty dire on the side of OGT. OGT, 33 seconds left to defend this point. Minnesota needs only to get a third of it, and they keep chipping away a point or two at a time. OGT is doing everything they can to defend this hard point with their life. It's all green in the kill feed, but Again, we talked about this position last time around. OGT cannot consider this point done until it is literally off the map. Otherwise, Minnesota still has an opportunity to win it here.
And they
There's
might.
just no players around the P5 hard point. You gotta rely on a long shot, but unfortunately, just not able to do it. And there you go, Minnesota, 250 to 127. That's a really scary lead on a map that OGT chose.
And I think at one point it was like 60 to 50 or something in favor
Loading
of OG.
into the map 2. Tuscan SND. Here we go. Minnesota starting off on offense, going to take this seemingly to the B bomb side, but having Rare stand on that P1 side as maybe a little bit of a diversion. Old Guys doesn't really seem to have any good eyes on this B bomb side. The number 7 in DAC maybe look towards P5 a little bit too late to catch anybody. I'm not sure OGT's aware that they're here now, but they will be as the bomb does get planted. Look at that fight in the back. Colby almost dies to number 6, and that would have been a really important kill, but now OGT down 1 life, and the bomb is planted on the side of Minnesota, just turtling near the bomb side, just making sure there's no cracks in the armor, and there he goes, and he will get a very important kill to bring it through 3v3, but the clock is ticking. OGT has to bring this back, and they have to bring it back quick. It's 3v2 now. You have about 10 seconds to get on the bombs, and he's the last alive in this patio area. He's going to need to get some kills, but unfortunately gets bad timing and gets shot in the back, and Minnesota starting strong here.
Yeah, I mean, that was, quite frankly, like, it felt like a very easy round for them to start. OGT not expecting that play and didn't have anybody that B bomb, and there was literally 3 Minnesota players that were looking for gunfights to take place, and just it never came until the bomb after the bomb was planted. So they get that down, and now OGT will look to respond here on the offensive side. Is Zenny had a nice little round there, and OGT going to take a play out of Minnesota's book, but Minnesota may be ready for it here. They're going to send 1 player over now. Zenny maybe just trying to get into this mid area, so we'll see. He does get killed though, and that's going to be Perk with the opening blood. Dak does even up the scoreline here on Perk. He does end up getting that trade, and then Snoop will collect that bomb. So I don't know if they got that audio cue. I think it's a few players turn from Minnesota like, wait, the bomb is over there, but I don't know. Let's gonna see here as Snoop is wrapping this back to A, which might go back to Minnesota. But as I say that, they're gonna kind of wrap over to this B site. So maybe unfortunate timing for them is now Snoop moving up with his team here, looking to try to get to this A site, and a big gunfight here, and Mamba wins it. That is a huge gunfight that gets 1, and Mamba's gonna collect 2, looking for the 3rd on Dak and gets it. Mamba popping off there for Minnesota, and they are up 2-0.
Yeah, Minnesota's up 2-0. I mean, the way Mamba was playing at the end, it looks like he passed the go line and he did collect his money for sure. I mean, just an incredible player to in that round to secure the victory for their team. And I mean, look at this. The rounds have really come down to who is sliding better, and clearly that has been Minnesota so far. So Old Guys is going to have to pick it up if they don't want this map to get too out of hand, although they know from their experience in last series that this map is never chalked, as anyone can come back, or at least try to come back. But there you go, Old Guys Texas getting 2 picks to start, and that will one of them will be traded. But Old Guys Texas now has the life lead to do something with. I believe they're also on defense, so it is responsibility of Minnesota to get this bomb planted. Zenny might be on the cusp of getting a great timed kill here, as I think that bomb is going to be planted. If Zenny checks right now, he may be able to get this player, but the player being so patient with that bomb, and unfortunately, patience did not pay off as Dak will catch him in the mid area there. Colby just sitting in top wood, trying to get a pick, trying to get any clearance to pick that bomb up and run with it, but Old Guys Texas just holding down the sight lane so well. Colby will go through this mid well area, maybe to try to sneak that bomb and run it right back, but Old Guys to Texas is just everywhere. There you go. Colby tries to challenge Bottom Church, and Colby goes down, and Old Guys Texas getting around on the board.
They needed that one too, as you just felt like if they lost that, I don't know. I just felt like it could be a big confidence boost there for Minnesota. You win that first map big, and then if you go up 3-0, you're feeling really good. OGT will humble them for the moment as they look to respond and tie this up on the attacking side here. But yeah, I mean it's been there's been really good plays out of both sides on and off, as we'll see if that continues here. Colby's going to try to get into this, watch this mid-alley area so his teammate can run through, and just like that he will. It's going to be perfect. Not everybody get anything, but Rare will find the grenade kill to start it off, and that's going to be a 4v3 advantage for Minnesota. At the moment, make that 4v2 as Perk's going to find Zenny. It's also going to be bombed down as well, and I'm not sure if they know that. Snoop will find a kill on Perk, though, and try to get out with his life. He's going to run back to that P5 area. Now a 3v2 situation as both teams just waiting and making sure they're not making any mistakes here, as Colby obviously not being able to spot that player through the wood up there, but both players looking at each other essentially, and Mamba does pick up the kill on Snoop. It's going to leave Dak in a last alive situation here. I think he knows. Oh, he knew Colby was up there. Got the bad timing and gets taken down. And Minnesota take the round and go up 3-1.
Yep, Minnesota take the round and go up 3-1. Again, if you're old guys, Texas, you have the clutch factor, and you have seen that this map can be very comebackable. But again, this is not a scoreline you really want to see if you're on the side of old guys, Texas. But they will have the opportunity to at least make it 3-2, and hopefully, if they could chain some rounds together, they can tie this up. But they're going to have to execute on that. So let's see what happens here. As Old Guys Texas is now on defense. They won their last defensive round, so this may be their game here. As the bomb seemingly will go to this B site, and they just kind of flood right through. Snoop is a little bit overwhelmed, trying to get back, trying to get some protection from his teammates. That bomb will get planted, though, as Old Guys Texas wraps all the way around this site. And again, Minnesota is just kind of flooding the bomb site as Old Guys Texas is trying to get a little bit of penetration there. They do get a kill, which will be oh so important. They get a second kill as well. So Minnesota is going to have to start getting these lives back. They will catch the man on the defuse, but just like that's a 1v3. I wouldn't be surprised if this defuse starts happening again. And well, now Rare has to make an absolute play. They might catch him, but oh no, Rare gets cut down before they could get shots on the diffuser. And there you go. Old Guys Texas wins their second defensive round. But if you want to come back, you're going to have to win a little bit more than defense. You're going to have to win some offenses as well. So let's see if they can do that now.
Dak picking up that final kill, and yeah, I seen that player get to that window. I was like, man, if he gets to kill the diffuser and get out, that is not good for OGT. But Dak shuts that down, takes them down, and they will win the round there. As Dak's sitting at 6-3 right now, balling out there for OGT, as they will look to win this offensive round here. And they're gonna have possibly like not a split push. They're just gonna, I guess, somebody watching flank of their corner is gonna pick up the first kill on Mamba. And now both teams just trying to feel each other out. As you got two OGT players, I get watching the flank over there, maybe potentially looking for a push play at some point. But OGT being very, very patient right now here in the back of field. Maybe just looking for information now. Possibility that bomb gets wrapped over to the B site. We'll see, as it looks like they're a little bit indecisive in that right now. Maybe Minnesota with a chance to get some map control here. Again, Snoop's still watching that flank, but you have mid control here if you are Minnesota. You are down a life, but you do have that now. Rare going to get into a gunfight, and Perk does take down Zenny, so there's the possible advantage there if you are Minnesota. As that's going to be bombed down as well. Make that a 3v2 situation as Perk picks up another one, and another one. Perk taking down the roster here. Now a 2v1 situation here as Dak at 7-3 gonna have to do it himself. Two players in field. He might find one of them. Oh, with a pistol gets taken down. And Minnesota win another round, and we have a swing round coming up.
Yeah, that was shaping up to look like it might be an OGT offensive win, which was certainly what they would need. But Minnesota just clutches up with some very important kills. I believe that was from Perk to win the round, and now it's a 4-2 scoreline. And yeah, if Minnesota wins this next one, this might be looking grim for Old Guys Texas. But if Old Guys wins this, I mean, you can come back from 4-3. These guys have done it before. But we're going to have to see what happens here as Minnesota now is on offense. And, well, maybe they might be able to get a pick here on the fields. Oh, my God, Perk. Man, you can't do that to him. That is not an easy kill to get, but Perk made it look easy. But they won't even plan on A. They're going all the way around for B. to try to get Old Guys Texas off guard, and it looks like they will do just that as Dak goes down in the back of their spawn. Now Old Guys Texas looking at this Arches area, but there goes another member, and look, Minnesota's wrapping back to A. Old Guys Texas must be so confused right now. Zenny does get a kill, brings it to a 3v1. That bomb plant will go down momentarily, but Zenny is going to have to rip Minnesota 3 off this bomb site, and unfortunately not able to do so. Minnesota 5-2 in the map.
Yeah, that opening kill from Minnesota was nasty. I also thought there was a possibility that he might fall off the map and he had bombs. So I was like, oh god, that could be a weird situation. But nope, he just rides the railing and gets the kill. And Perk is on a 4 spree right now at 8-4. So looking to continue that, and Minnesota has a chance to close it out here and go up 2-0, and that they will try to do that on the defensive side. As OGT will take the bomb. It looks like over to this A area. And looks like Minnesota maybe, excuse me here, expecting a B hit as Snoop is going to catch one on Mamba. Down to a 3v3, and Perk finds another one. He's on a 5 spree. Now 3v2 for the side of Minnesota. There's again a palm down situation. I feel like it's been every round. They should be able to collect this pretty easily, although Rare is going to push this. Now getting that Q that's picked up. And now OGT maybe wrapping around, but they don't know that they are surrounded. And there you go. Rare finds one. Dak will find the trade, though, and Dak is less alive in a 2v1. I think he spots a player in the back. Does find Rare, so now a 1v1 situation here. Looks like Colby might be trying to go up this field. Is Dak going to forget the bomb for this moment and just try to get over to this roof side and maybe just try to catch this player off guard? But Colby kind of sitting back there, and I would imagine he probably knows the bomb is down somewhat in that mid-alley field spawn area, so maybe that's why he's doing it. Now going to leave it for the moment, but here's the gunfight potentially. Is only 20 seconds on the clock. Dak trying to find the kill and gets good timing, and Dak makes OGT survive for the moment. They are down 5-3, but they get one on the board.
Truly never doubt Dak. Dak clutches up the 2v1 and keeps Old Guys Texas alive. This is 3-5. This is the dreaded scoreline. We've seen teams come back from this, and Old Guys Texas will have the opportunity to do just that. Look at Dak, 10-5, having an absolute map right now. Just being really the leader for his team. But Minnesota has some strong slaying power on their side as well. Now, Old Guys Texas on the defense, which they've been pretty strong in to date. So there you go. You get Perk, who has been a superstar for Minnesota. Perk is down 3-4 in the side, favoring Old Guys Texas. And there you go, 2-4 favoring Old Guys Texas. This might be the comeback Old Guys Texas needs and wants. Corners catches Rare on that P1 outer side. They know they're all around this A area, and just like that, Minnesota brings it back with a nice 2-piece. 2-2 now. Minnesota looks to be going to his B site, and Old Guys Texas is reading this perfectly. They know exactly where they're going. It will be a trade. Bomb Carrier will try to catch Zenny, but Zenny is just zooming through the map. Bomb Carrier knows where Zenny may be coming from, but he gets a little bit enthusiastic, slides out, and gets the kill in such a clutch way. Minnesota takes the map 6-3 and stops what looked to be a comfortable, well, not a comfortable, but a momentous Old Guys Texas comeback that was started.
As it will be defending first will be Minnesota here, so they will take that. And hey man, I'm good at predicting this stuff. It looks like OGT is going to go to that B site. Minnesota with only one player over there, and he's going to have a lot to deal with. That is going to be Perk over there, but they're just running right through. Perk is gone, and now the 3-stack potentially coming in here for OGT. They're just going to look to clean up some kills in the process.
Yeah, this is some great stacking work out of OGT to start, but now only 2 on the point right now, and Minnesota has completed the reverse over to B, and it looks like OGT will be cleared off that point, not able to get a tick. Unfortunately, Dak does go down, not able to make a comeback at B, but meanwhile, Minnesota is completely off A, so OGT will try to get some time here and hopefully get that tick. There we go, progress at A. That tick is complete, live count even, but Minnesota is mounting a little bit of a siege on this A point. There are 3 Minnesota Floppr members surrounding it. The old guy Texas member, and it goes down. But meanwhile, old guy Texas has seesawed over to B again. Maybe we'll get this first tick, and maybe we'll get a second and a third if Minnesota's not able to get here in time. You see old guy Texas playing conservatively. Snoop on the, or Zenny on the point, will walk off to play their life, but Minnesota gets there and is able to stop the second tick. But again, here we go. Old guys Texas is back at A. Seesaw, A, B. Now the second tick at A will go through. Third tick is on its way. Minnesota has to get on this point right now if they want to stop it. And just milliseconds before they do stop it, and now again, here we go. Number 4, Zenny, is back on B. Unfortunately, does go down, but you see the strategy here for OGT. Use one side as a distraction and hop on the other side. And well, they haven't quite got a point yet, but they do have a good position right now. Unfortunately, their life count are a little bit low, so that might stop their momentum short.
Colby does secure the glide bomb in his first life, so they have that for Minnesota. It is one tick over there for OGT on B, as they do end up capturing the A point. Down 7 lives here, though, so they have a lot of work to do. Is Zenny going to try to get to the top church area? Mamba is having none of it. As you see the setup here for Minnesota, they are very well set up around this map right now and just looking for the kills. As Perk trying to find the kill in the P5 area. Kind of an awkward gunfight there. Snoop will get out with his life. OGT, though, kind of just looking for the group up, and Minnesota is shutting it down in every way possible.
Yeah, I think it may be clear from how OGT is playing this that they may be a more defensive-oriented team as opposed to Chicago, which we saw before. But if you're OGT, you may be losing this round. I don't want to speak too soon. This is a very clutch team, but certainly looks to be that way. But if you do lose this round, you still have that first tick on B in your pocket, and that is going to be certainly a plus for getting that round 5 defense. If you can keep Minnesota only getting 3 ticks next round, and here you go, old guys Texas playing very patiently because they don't have any respawns remaining. It's going to take a wipe of Minnesota and a 4-stack. Apparently, I don't think that's going to happen. 2v11 now. Snoop on the point, maybe hoping to get the second tick, but that's really all you can hope for as Dak last alive goes down, and Minnesota will take the first defensive win. But OGT, they have that 4th tick, so that's definitely something to look forward to on the side of OGT.
Yeah, and I think they'll take that. Look, I mean, watching it from a perspective where we can see the whole mini-map is gives us an advantage, but it's unfortunate because I would have hoped the one push from OGT. I mean, they had full clearance to 3-stack it. They only had 1 person on point, and they really didn't get anything out of that. So, you know, obviously that's in the rearview mirror now. They're gonna have to get a defensive win here, and a possible push here for the B side is gonna be 2 Minnesota players trying to get over here. It's gonna be Colby at 9 and 2 again with that glide bomb on the point here. Is they're just trying to get a tick as well, and they're kind of holding OGT at bay, and they just get that first tick. I think it was only a 2-stack as well, but they get it pretty easily as fights continuing to go down on that B point. A being left for the time being, and Mamba trying to get the kills. Eventually it does go down. That'll be the point cleared, or the B site cleared there for OGT. Only 1 tick for Minnesota, but pretty decent start as now they look to focus on A.
Pretty decent start indeed. I mean, if Minnesota gets at A point, there goes OGT's lead in ticks. But OGT really don't want them to get that A point. His corners will get a 2-piece. Snoop will also take 1 down as well. So now Minnesota has to reset back to their spawn. You see number 6 in Mamba on that B side, but you have OGT players around there, and surely that player will go down. But OGT really trying to defend this A point, as if this A point gets captured, the tick advantage goes all away. So you'll see, I think Minnesota is going to double down on this A site, and OGT is going to kind of keep players in the area, but not quite where they need to be to stop this offensive. Minnesota will get that second A tick, and OGT has to make quick work out of them to stop the capture, and maybe Zenny is about to do that, gets one from behind, and there you go. The last member of Minnesota on A goes down, and Well, 43 seconds left on the clock. If OGT has a great defense here, they can keep Minnesota off it, and OGT does have the live advantage as well. But there you go. Number 7 Rare is capturing A. OGT has to decide between going towards A or maybe having some players stay behind to watch B, and it looks like this A point will go down, so now the focus is on B, but OGT leading in lives, it looks like they may be able to pull this one out as long as they keep their consistency.
Yeah, they do have the advantage here, up 7 at the moment, as Zenny would take down Perk to extend that lead. The ticks right now are even on both sides, as they will that way on the side of OGT. Rare going to get the kill on Zenny, and Minnesota just looking for an opening right now. They do get 2 kills. Also probably trying to just even up that lives, and that's not going to help as 2 go down, make it a 12v5. Colby's going to pick one up. Now watching the flank, gets bad timing and gets naded on top of it. And just like that, it's going to be a 10v3 for OGT as Minnesota just trying to see if they can get any remaining members on point at the moment. But 2 go down, and this will be, this should at least be a win for OGT, although 2 go down. So we'll see if they can make anything rare in this top church area. Can't find the kill. Colby's going to be last alive here in a 7v1. And OGT, again, just looking to shut this last player down as Colby trying to find any just last remaining kills. Gets taken down, and the score is 1-1. We are tied at ticks, on ticks going into this 3rd round.
Yeah, we're tied on ticks, and I believe if this ends up tied, it's going to come down to kills, and I think Minnesota has a slight lead there. I think 4 or so kills. I believe it was maybe 0-11 on that first round, but I'm not entirely sure. I think Minnesota does have a slight lead there, though. So, I mean, old guys Texas, it might be a viable strategy if that B point does look like it's going down to maybe turtle in your base, but the round has started. Old guys is around that A side, not opting to go B this time right off the bat. Looks like they're having some success prying some Minnesota members out of there, but now Minnesota has wisened up to the game plan, and now Minnesota is descending on that A point. Then number 1 in Snoop, meanwhile, is in their spawn trying to get a sneaky kill, and the sneaky kill he might find. Fortunately, not able to finish it, but I believe his teammates do. Snoop may be looking to get some B and cause and make some noise over there, but Snoop gets a very important kill. As meanwhile, Perk on the other side of the map is getting a 3-piece, taking OGT off A, but Snoop is doing the job he needs to do by having these 3 Minnesota players on B. They think that is now the focus, but OGT continues to push at A. Snoop is still somehow has not died and maybe able to find this kill on Mama, but no, Mama cuts him down, and now Minnesota is going towards A, but it may be too little too late, as OGT now have 2 ticks there and have more players going over there as we speak. I mean, a great job out of OGT to kind of draw Minnesota to B and take A in the process.
I seen Mamba also had a glide bomb as well, so I believe it's still 2. I don't think Colby used his yet, so 2 glide bombs in the pocket, and that is the case, as both have their glide bombs. So they will have that going forward. Texas had a nice little advantage live-wise, but Minnesota stormed back, and now you got a decision to make if you're Texas, because you're not on that A point, and right now Minnesota's holding it well. Zenny does get that kill to try to get the opening to B, as he may be waiting for his teammates. 25 seconds on the clock, though, and only 2 ticks of progress at this point for OGT, so not great for them right now. Looking again for this opening at A, but you see a bunch of Minnesota players over there, and they are continuing to find the kills, as OGT just cannot find a way in right now, and they're just losing time as we speak. But they do get the 3 stack in now, so it looks like that A point will go down, and now the focus does go to B. Minnesota up 5 lives, and just looking to see if they can find any kills. Looks like 2 players for OGT going to try to go to the back, but that's shut down quickly. And minute on the clock here. Minnesota just has to hold with a 7 life advantage.
Yeah, this life deficit with that time is going to be hard to come back from OGT, but if they get 4 down, they might be able to do it. But OGT is all around P5 and not pushed up nearly as much as they need to be to get an offensive strike here. They will find that player hiding in the back roofs area. They will fund P5, but Perk is waiting for a player. Perk may be cut down as just not anticipating their entire team to come right through. Rare is there to back Perk up, but Rare is able to get one and is quickly traded out. But trades are all you need on this B side, considering Minnesota is spawning there. And here we go. We're in another situation where it's 2-11 on the side of OGT, and OGT has gone 4 ticks here, so they're at least keeping pace, but the life count is still not going in your favor. And I mean, Minnesota, they're winning this life count by a pretty considerable margin. So if Minnesota is able to get 4 ticks in this next round, OGT may be in trouble if they don't absolutely slay out. But of course, the quickest way to prevent that for OGT is to just not let Minnesota get any ticks and bring it to a 2-2 and secure a round 5 defense, but they're going to have to do that.
Minnesota on championship round here is championship round, excuse me, as they could close it out here on offense. It's nothing crazy for them. They are going to just go to the save point, try to secure that. And again, I think they have it in mind where they're, you know, if they don't win this round, just get that round 5 defense is all you can really hope for. But OGT just, again, back to the wall. We've seen it before. Can they come back as that A point is quickly going down? Having said that, though, the kill is coming for OGT, as Colby's going to be the last flash for his team at the moment. Does get taken down there, and now the reinforcements have to come in as Contest still on here 4 corners on the 3 spree before he is taken down. You do have, you actually have 2 players for OGT that were just, I think, making sure that they weren't doing anything on that B site. So the capture is imminent here for Minnesota on this A site, and down goes that point. So now they're going to have 2 minutes to secure this B point, and they just have a small life advantage.
Yeah, a small life advantage, and that is not something you always see on the side of offense. Old Guys Texas will be looking to cut down that life advantage before Minnesota can really get a solid footing on B. But Old Guys Texas is watching some pretty key sightlines, and they have map control for now. Minnesota will have their respawn teammates kind of pushing up here. Colby gets a little bit of clearance to push a little bit up, but Old Guys Texas is still by all means in control of the B site and their spawns. Now, number 1 in Snoop is a little bit alone on that B point and surrounded by 2 Minnesota players. Gets a kill, but still needs help to finish those Minnesota players off, and we'll find that help in Zenny. Still have Rare on the point or around it, but now you also have Mamba as well. And Old Guys Texas, they know their only job to do right now is to just keep B secure. If Minnesota doesn't get a tick, then OGT secures defense for round 5 if they win it. But look at that, number 5 and Colby being a little bit of a nuisance in their spawn, getting corners down, maybe about to run into Snoop here and gets that kill on the Snoop. That's a huge win on the side of Minnesota. Minnesota has the life count. They still need to get this B site though. There's only 45 seconds left. You may not be able to rely on lives, but Perk getting some time on the hill, pushing out in the secret. There we go. That's 4 down. That's what you need. If you're Minnesota, you're probably not going to be able to cap this entire hill before OGT, but you're going to get damn close. And there you go. That's a very important second tick that secures defense if we go to a round 5. But Mamba does not want to go to a round 5. Unfortunately, OGT will make that decision for him and get Minnesota off the point. There's still 35 seconds left, and OGT doesn't have respawns to play for Minnesota here. Maybe to just end it here. If you could get a pick and make sure it's a permanent 3v6, but you don't really have a lot of time to think. You just gotta rush in and get some kills, and there you go. Corners goes down. He's not coming back for the round, and so Minnesota's trying to stop the clock here and get kills at the same time, but now Minnesota doesn't have any respawns left. That being said, it's a 4v2. There's a little bit of a pinch on both sides of this B site. This number 1 player, Snoop, is going to have to get this player off, but is not able to do so. And now 2 Minnesota player members on the point, and it's all up to Dak to stop the push, but not able to do so. Minnesota win the control in a very mixy offensive win.
They win the control, and they win the Platinum Premade Championship in a sweep of OGT. As congratulations.